Hello there. Have you ever watched those movies where men with red capes and steel undergarments were the ones everyone feared? Well, prepare to be swept away by the thrilling tales of the mighty Spartans. Their valor and fiery spirits set them apart as the most legendary warriors of ancient Greece. With a hunger for power and their dominant prowess and their spears raised high, the Spartans epitomized the very essence of pride and strength. A land where strength and discipline were honored like no other. The Spartans were born for war, and their youths were thrust into a world of rigorous training and intense physical challenges. Through breathtaking feats of athleticism, they carved their bodies into finely tuned killing machines, ready to face any obstacle that dared to get in their way. Their battles were almost like a symphony of excitement. As swords clashed, spears thrust, screams of anguish and roars, victory hung in the balance. With an unshakable determination, the Spartans went against all odds, fighting not just for themselves but for the glory and honor of their beloved Sparta. Their resolute spirit ignited the battlefield, leaving enemies awestruck and allies inspired. Today, we delve into the creative ways of the Spartans when it comes to punishments, exploring some of the most brutal ways these warriors in ancient Sparta had to pay for their mistakes. Whippings. Now, I know this one comes as a bit of a shock, but it was a pretty common form of punishment in the Spartan military. Stripped of their armor, those who dared to defy the rules faced the lash. And with each brutal strike, their bodies were given pain, and that's like Spartan level, leaving bright red marks from the nails etched into the whip as a testament to their transgressions. But in all fairness, pain can go away, but it was not only their flesh that held the scars, but also their honor and reputation. Those scars were like a badge of dishonor and shame, a message that this man was a failure, and also a show that disobedience would not be tolerated. It was a reminder that within the ranks of the Spartans, weakness wasn't tolerated, and they were tuned in with unrelenting discipline, forging indomitable warriors worthy of the title they bore. Running the Gauntlet. I think this one would be even worse than public execution. With all your pride stripped away, running the Gauntlet would be a nightmare for any Spartan warrior. The offender was asked to sprint between two lines of soldiers. As they raced through, they would get bombarded with blows from sticks and weapons that brutally damaged their body. The punishment was intended to both humiliate and physically punish the individual. Every step was painful, and the offender endured a relentless onslaught, leaving no escape. An escape would bring more humiliation, and execution would at least save you from it. Hunger. Spartans might not have a nutritionist in their infantry, but they did have a strict way with the people who overate or stole food from the mesh. If you were Spartan and you stole a bun, then you'd be ripped off your ration and probably starve. It's not that it was like running the Gauntlet. These penalties were meant to instill self-control and think about the collective team over personal desires. Public shaming. This was more of a psychological hit. A Spartan soldier who backed off a battle or showed any signs of weakness meant public shaming. It wasn't easy for the soldier. People would subject the offender to ridicule and scorn to punish and correct their behavior. It was supposed to make them brave, or at least act brave when in a dangerous situation. This also sent a powerful message to the entire Spartan army about the expectations of valor and strength. Exile. Exile was the ultimate punishment. Soldiers that were deemed unworthy or a disgrace to the army were to be expelled from Sparta. They were to leave Sparta and their families as a punishment, and they were stripped of citizenship rights. These people became outcasts, forever cut off from the honor and privileges bestowed upon true Spartans. Decimation. Now, this is one rare case, but when there's a widespread failure or disobedience within a unit, the decimation was imposed. This was a brutal punishment where the unit was divided into groups, and randomly 1 out of every 10 soldiers were simply unalived. Regardless, it was on the battlefield where the Spartans truly shone. Handpicked their thunderous roar, they charged into the fray, shields locked in an impenetrable wall. Their legendary phalanx formation was enough to strike fear into the hearts of their enemies as they marched forward into battle with unparalleled unity and precision. Each Spartan warrior was a force to be reckoned with, and there were no weaklings at all. While not at war back in their taverns, it was all fun and games meant to strengthen a soldier. Young Spartans were prepared for the war, pushing themselves to their limits and living for pride in pushing their limits, and women were no less. Their way of life was an exhilarating journey of self-discovery and unyielding determination. Did we miss anything? Let the community know in the comment section below, and we'll take notes. Have a good day. Lastly, would you like to join the Spartan military?